Hey, it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about another great episode of Our Kind of People, Season 1, Episode 2, My Mother, Myself. And yes, this was another great episode, just like I said. I'm really feeling invested. I got one more episode to watch to know if I'm really going to stick with this, because I think I am as of right now. Anyway, what else? Before I get started, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please take a moment right now and subscribe. Hit that little subscribe button right there. I think it's red. Go ahead, hit it now. What's holding you back? Because y'all know sometimes there's people in here who comment, but they don't subscribe. So I appreciate your comments and your likes, but I also love for you to just hit that button and share it. Everybody, share my videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But before I get started, also, I wanted to do one special shout out to two people who I think they comment on everything I do. I think I get a little comment on everything I do. And that would be Savannah Rivers Amore, and Lamont Simpson. I want to thank you too. That's just a special shout out because I think y'all comment on everything I do. And I thank you for it. I love you guys. Anyway, I mean, I love all my subscribers, but they are on everything. All my commenters, I'm telling you. Anyway, so it started off with talking to her followers. She's doing her vlog, her video vlog, and talking about her hair is her crown and stuff. And it's next thing you know, poof, they in church. And she's in church, and the Leah is in the front row, just about turning around, looking all the way to the back row where she is to pay attention. Why are you looking all the way back there to see who's at church? Thank God the church wasn't crowded. It's just scattered, people are scattered around. But I thought that was weird. Why would you even know? And why are you even looking? Is my thing. Focus on what the word is being said. Because he almost was talking about you when he said that DNA. He said something about DNA. And he was going on and he said about sometimes you have to take it by force. But if you want it or something, because if you sometimes you got to take it by force, he said, or you won't take it at all, or something like that. And oh, she jumped up, and hallelujah, Angela and Tariq had jumped up too. I said, okay. And then he turns around. Why are you jumping up shouting hallelujah? Then you turn around and you see she there. Why are you turning around? I'm just confused at what's happening in this church. Okay, y'all. I was cracking up. I'm like, I think I would talk about everybody in church who turn around and do that. That's me. I'm sorry. You're supposed to be focused on up there, not back there. Okay? That's what teachers say in school too. Look at me. The teacher's up here. Why are you looking in the back of the classroom? Yeah, come on. Anyway, let me stop. Anyway, so then after church, Tyreek and uh Angela are talking, and she's saying she's looking for a contractor and to get some work done. And he said he's her guy, and she's like, no, I ain't talking about nobody just doing no little sketches and stuff. I need somebody who's gonna get their hands dirty. He go, I can get a little dirty. See, that sounded dirty when he said that. Because now I don't think they talking about contracting. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm a little dirty. What you think? Maybe it's me. And so she was like, bet, you hired. And then you see Leah and her mother-in-law. I think her name is Olivia. Well, maybe I'll just tell her I'll call her grandma. So grandma is saying, we got bigger things to take care of. She's talking about how Angela's trouble, but we got bigger problems because Lauren's behavior is getting out of hand. The granddaughter, is getting out of hand. You need to take care of that. And they just so focused on Angela and Tariq flirting with each other. It was just funny, but I thought it was cute. I like that. I like the way they were cute, flirting with each other. Anyway, what else happened? Um, so Angela walks over there and confronts Leah for something, and they talk a little bit. I don't know, and the other girl who was there was like, "Oh, like what's going on here?" But their little talk didn't jive. Something just wasn't right there, and so that was that. Leah tells her husband, um, uh, "There's something going on with Raymond and Leah because she's telling him." he's trying to say this is the summer of us, like they're going to be focused on themselves and not everybody else, and love, 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 black love. Y'all know what they talking about. And he told her he was gonna work her over and not stop until he got what he wanted, because she shared that she pushed her father out of his position. He didn't just retire. And so he said something about wanting his company back. So I don't know, Daddy Franklin took his company from him in some kind of way. But then we learned he had the company with this other white guy who's both of their fathers, is either both of their fathers or both of their grandfathers had started that company. And somehow Daddy Franklin took it from him. But he want to get it back now, and he told the white guy that he was spoiled, how Raymond is saying how he worked so hard, and how the white guy would mess up all the time, and his father would give him his credit card and buy him out of it, or whatever it was. It was just like, I said, okay, whatever with them two. I don't know. But then Angela learns, she gets the DNA results, and she learns that she is the same parent as she's Leah's sister. She learns that, and just what she thought. And her daughter is looking at her, and she's upset, and she's like, you haven't even done what grandma asked you to do, wanted you to do. You supposed to spread her ashes all over the place. And she's like, I'm not spreading her ashes all over this, scatter them all over the island. I'm her daughter. I'm not gonna do that. I was like, if that's somebody's last wishes, do it. One thing I don't like is people not doing somebody's last wishes. They entrusted you to do that. Do it. Else they need to haunt people. Her spirit need to come and haunt her to death if she don't do it. That's how I feel about people who don't follow people's wishes before they die, or once they died. Anyway, but that's my craziness. It's like, woo. Let me Anyway, then we see, okay, I told you about Raymond and his family, and the white guy. They wanted to get their business back. And then Lauren comes into the room late and hungover. I don't know what type of event they were having, or a meeting or something. And Lauren comes in there all hungover, and people looking, and they talking, and they laughing. And of course, Leah gets upset and says, oh, have some class. Her best friend is in the hospital. There ain't no reason for you to come and hungover to no party. And then she goes over there and try to talk to her, and she's about to tell her mother something, and she starts feeling sick, and she's like, and runs out. So she runs out, but I think she was going to tell her mother about her relationship with the girl. What was the name? Taylor, I think it was, that jumped in the water, whatever. And so the mother, for some reason, reaches over to the phone, and she looks at the phone, and she sees the pics with her daughter and the other girl hugging and kind of kissing and, playing. You could tell there's a relationship. It's more than love. It's just more than a friendship. You could tell from the pictures. So the mother's like, that's an issue. I can't stand parents like that. I can't stand people like that. Bottom line. Anyway, so Leah, in the middle at the meeting, she continued with the meeting or something like that, and then Leah goes at the end, okay, Tracy, I'm gonna need you to take make a delivery to my mama, Rose, and Tracy's like, oh no, my daughter has like it was something like horseback riding. She got her, and Leah just walked out like, whatever, heifer. She was like, you gonna take the flowers to my mother. So, you know what? Angela swooped right in. She was quick to thinking, and she was like, girl, don't you worry about it. I got you. She said, I got you. And she offered to do it. She said, but you owe me one. And she was like, all right, thank you, girl, But they were kind of like, what? But then it was like, thanks, Hey, that was right on time for her. So as Angela gets there, she runs into Raymond, and she asks about her what is it, the application for that Franklin, what was it, the application for the Franklin something, I can't even remember right now. How come I can't remember what it is? Anyway, she gets there, and so He said, hard work, all this stuff. I'm not going to give it to you. She said, that's good because I don't want you to give it to me. I want to work for it. You want to see that I'm good and deserving and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, keep that positive attitude. I like that, you know. So she goes in there. It's the Bluff Side, what is it, assisted living place. And she gets there and says hello. And Mama Rose turns around, looks at her, and turns back and said, oh, the little bitch came to visit. Hello, Leah. She don't know what her daughter looks like. She has either forgotten what her daughter looks like or what. And Angela's about to say, I'm not Leah. And then she said, what do you want? You must want something that you hear. And so she doesn't realize it's not Angela. I mean, it's not Leah. And that it's Angela. So, anyway, so it seems to me like she has, what is it? Not that it's amnesia. Amnesia is like, but she's older, so it's like dementia, right? Dementia, Alzheimer's, something like that. So that's what it seems like is going on to me. I could be wrong, but y'all let me know down in the comment section how y'all feel about it. So she started asking her, Angela decides to start asking her questions about what happened in 19, whatever, and the mother had asked her to do her hair. So she was combing her hair and trying to do stuff. And you see her twisting it. And she's not liking the answer. She's whispering in her ear, asking, how about such and such and this and that? She's doing her hair. She was not liking those answers. That woman said, oh, she was my friend. She was my friend. We were friends once. And something about her husband laying down with dogs and he fleas and all this stuff. I said, oh. And Angela was getting so upset. And she was like, I know one thing about her. She said, she would give up her baby for $50,000 and stuff. And Angela was like, you don't know her. You don't know that. You're not. And she said she wasn't fit to be a mother anyway. And she was a broken down, money hungry, drug dealing kind. And I was like, oh, God. And Angela was like, no, that's not true. That's not true. She's like, I got to go. And left her hair. I said, she left the lady hair all out and stuff. She let the lady's hair up. I don't know. But I shouldn't laugh, but she had tears in her eyes and stuff. And she had mother's yelling, no, wait, you got to come back. Leah, you helped your father put me in this place. Now you got to help get me out. You got to get me out of here. But I guess they can't because she don't remember what's going on or who she is or who anybody is. Anyway, then I went to Tyreek, and he's checking out Angela's house and finds a hidden room with her mother's belongings in it. And Angela's like, oh, wow, this must have all belonged to my mother. And then there comes Leah's having her little Forbes cover, photo shoot where she had asked her daughter if she wanted to attend, and her daughter was there, And who shows up but her daddy shows up. And the daughter, Lauren, runs over there and hugs him and stuff. And he's like, I'm not here to start no trouble. I'm not here for none of that. And he's like, they start discussing how he raised her. He was trying to remember how he raised her and the importance of having power and when you have it, what to do with it. And then she says she's starting to remember things about him cheating on her mother and stuff and visiting. And she said, I remember visiting an apartment building. I remember it was raining. Why is it that one scene that everybody's remembering? And it was raining and stuff, she says. And I remember seeing a little girl about 2 years younger than me standing there at the door in the rain. And, and she said your hands were shaking at that time. They were shaking. I'd never seen that happen to you before. She said, And then I don't know, she walked away. They just hugged or whatever happened. The conversation was over. She walked away and she went over to her, what is it, the little vanity table, where is a makeup table or something. And she sees a hair care product lifted up and it's Angela's. She said, oh God, she's everywhere. I can't get away from her. Next thing you know, she's showing up at her house. She showed up at Angela's house and just kind of like walked in with her daughter Lauren and stuff. And she said, you were talking to my husband about this Franklin business grant and stuff. And, I realized that you're going to be carrying my name. I need to know about you because I don't know much about you or your business. And she just kindly came in and sat down and in her front. I was like, damn, she was not invited. I was like, okay, Leah, we this how we doing things? I was like, okay. And Lauren was just going along and sitting there, and Angela, Angela said, "Hi, Lauren." She said, "I hear Taylor is stable now." She's like, she said, "Nikki told me." She said, "Nick, she goes and visit her." She said, "Yeah, she's been to see her just about every day since the accident." And she gets upset and stands up to her mother, and she's like, "See, this is me. This is who I am." And so basically, she told her mother, in so many words, that she's gay because she loves her. She said, "I see how the way that girl pulls you in and got you doing stuff." She said, "Oh my, I love her," or something like that. "I really love her." And she said, what did she say? The mother said something that made the girl. She said, I cannot support this," she said. And Lauren ran out and was so upset. And ooh, Angela stepped in and tried to talk to her. Angela was like, "Look, look, look." She said, "The next thing you say," she was like, "Look, the next thing you say to her matters." She said, "I just don't know. This is Leah. I just don't know how to talk to her these days. I don't know." And she's like, "It's part of." She said, "This is part of that working mother syndrome. Is it working mother syndrome or something like that?" She said, "I suffer from it too." She said, "I suffer from it too." She said, "But honey, if you find a cure for it, let her sister know." That was Angela. Let her sister know. And they kind of smirked or smiled. Leah kind of smiled like she was kind of warming up a little bit. But then she left and said, let you leave you alone and let you get busy on whatever you have to do." And that was that. And then Angela got that phone call. And that's when Auntie was there. Auntie, was it Patrice or something was there? And she learns that her mother did give her away to a Deborah Ann Washington. And Auntie was crying and everything. Auntie Patrice said she knew about it. She knew about it, that the mother made her promise not to ever tell anyone. And she had to keep that promise. And uh, Angela was so pissed at her aunt and stuff. And she said, "Your mother, you don't understand." When they finally talked, she was like, "Your mother had a breakdown, and she took you back. It was only 6 months." And she said, "A rich woman wanted some children, so she sold her to her because your father wasn't getting back to her, and she couldn't raise you. She didn't have the money or anything, the means to raise you on her own and all this stuff." She said, "But she said, did she give the lady her money back?" She said she had to work it off. She wanted to give it back, but I had spent it because I got into some trouble and stuff back then. And so your mother kept you because she didn't want to, what was it? She didn't want to fail you. That's what she said. Her mother, she didn't want to fail you, but you're failing her right now. You're more interested in getting in with these people, these upper class people and stuff, than you are with honoring her wishes and stuff. And if you don't scatter those ashes soon, I probably will." And I was like, "Oh, okay, Auntie, get tough with us. All right, get tough." And so then Angela and Tyree, they attend the Black Diamond Ball, and they dance and have a good time. And I think he was her guest. She was supposed to, I think, go pick him up or something like that. Because I think he wanted to go out to dinner, but then she invited him to this, what she was attending. So that was really nice. And at the ball, Raymond came up and congratulated her, Angela, and said he was going to call his office to make sure she got that interview. I guess she had, I don't know, her application was accepted to be interviewed or something like that. So he's going to make that happen right away. And I think he really likes her passion and her hustle and getting her business out there, which is like really, really good. She got a serious hustle on. What else? Oh, something happened. Oh, Lauren's at the ball and she sees Nikki and she blames her for telling her mother. She didn't tell her mother nothing. She's like, "I didn't tell your mother." And then the brother jumps in to defend Nikki, and Nikki said, "I don't need defending." And she about to go in and say, "I'm just as good as you," and da 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 da. And Angela came up just in time to stop her from telling everything, and she snatched her like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" So she didn't want them to know that she knows. Okay. So, and Lauren got mad, and then the next thing you know, you hear them introduce Teddy Franklin, and oh my God, her eyes opened up. Angela's, and she's looking at the stage like she's mesmerized, like this is the first time she's seen who her real father is, and it's freaking her out. It freaked out to the point that when he finished talking, she ran out to the beach. She ran and pushed past everybody and went and threw up in the water. I told you that beach water nasty. She went out there and threw up, and she that water nasty out on the beach, man. I don't know how her daughter saw her and caught up with her because her daughter had left for a moment. But yo, this episode, this scene was funny because Teddy Franklin get up there and he's saying his thing and everything, and he want his daughter to come up next to him and I'm not resigning. I changed my mind. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. And then he's like clapping and congratulating her too, like she gonna be a co-partner, I guess, or something. And then he reveals the cover. He's on it with her. I'm like, how did he get that done? This man is good. And he pulled her to the side and said, I told you, you're not that good at this game, baby. Baby, you're not that good at this game like daddy. I've been doing this a long time, baby. You should have read the fine print. It says, if you do A, B, and C, guess what? Your husband's business goes down. You know, it was like whatever she was doing was going to screw up her husband's business. And here he is excited, thinking he going to get his business back. And that was all dead, you know. And he's fussing with her, complaining. Oh, you promised me that I would get my business back. You said this and you said that. And she was like, just work with me, dear. Just work with me. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this. I didn't hear her say, Daddy said, if I do this, it's going to destroy your company. I didn't hear her say that. So I don't know. We don't know if Raymond really knows all of that. He just knows something went down, you know. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. This is really crazy. You know, but he was yelling at her, and I was like, there go that marriage. I want to know the real deal behind their marriage. You know, what is really going on with them? He kept saying, you know, this is a summer of us or something, us to get back on the right track. When did they get off the wrong track? When did they get off the track? Hello? Hello? I'm wondering. I tell you, so he told her she need to stop being so gullible, you know, believing everything her father says. And he let her know, you are not his queen that you think you are. You are his princess. I said, okay. And he said he ain't gonna let his princess run the business. And I was like, you got that right. Because Daddy Pope, I'm gonna call him Daddy Pope now. I'm like, but it's Daddy Franklin, you know. I'm like, oh my God. Ah, shoot. And he said, he walked away saying, I wish you would stand up with me sometimes. So, and as he walked out, that's when Jack came in. And Jack comes in and he's like, oh, he didn't mean what he said. And she's like, I don't know sometimes. And they doing all this talking. And he leaned down and kissed her. I'm not sure. It looked like she tried to pull away. I don't know if they have something going on. And she didn't want nobody to see it or whatever. But I was like, too late, because Lauren opened that door at the same time. It's like, Mommy, what are you doing? No. I said, oh, you busted cheating. Your daughter saw you. I was like, oh, man, come on. So she's running after Lauren. Wait, let's talk about it. And the father's like, what's the matter? And she's like, and she doesn't tell. Lauren doesn't tell. And the next thing you know, the police are here. Mrs. Yeah, about your daughter. Taylor woke up and she's about to give her statement, and she's going to tell us that she said that Lauren pushed her. She didn't jump. Well, no, I didn't do that. Why would she say that? She wouldn't say that. She was there. Ask her. Now you want Nikki to defend you when you say you don't belong here. You have never been nice to her. You've been funky with her, and you want her. And Nikki was like, I didn't see nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. I said, ain't this nothing? And here go, what's her name? Leah running over there. Like, Angela said, don't do that. Don't even go there. Don't come for my daughter. I was like, wow, this is going to be good. The gossip going to be going crazy up on Oak Blufs. I'm telling y'all. I mean, I tell you. Anyway, what else happened after that? Angela goes, she leads the party and goes to apologize to Tyreek for leaving him alone at the ball. So much stuff was happening. I just found out who my daddy is. I got so many questions and so many feelings and stuff is going on. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I can't even think, all that stuff. And he telling her what, his father was his world, and his father died taking a bullet for the Franklins. He used to be their head of security, and Teddy Franklin looked after me all these years. And she was like, ain't that something? He could look after somebody else's son and not his own child. He was like, what, huh? She was kind of mumbling under her breath, but we knew where she was going with that, just like that. So she wanted to walk away, but he said no. And he got her, took the dress off her. She only had on was a bra and panties. What if she didn't have on nothing? And she just willingly got in the pool with him. And he told her to, what is it? To breathe and relax or something like that. And float. Breathe and float. And she started floating. She ain't wait 1 second. She ain't have no problem putting her hair in that water. No problem. How many black women would just easily put their hair, they kinky curly hair, in some water? I just was like, is she black? I'm just trying to, just breathe and float. And that's what she did. And then when he picked up and, in the water, and they was kissing and it was so nice, I'm telling you, but I like their chemistry. The chemistry between those two is so hot. From the moment they met, from the moment he sent her those pair of shoes last episode, I was like, he is just a sweet person. He seems like a really genuine, good soul. You know what I mean? He really does. I like Tyreek. And I hope that's who he really is, because then you see who he was raised with. His father was the help as well as her mother was the help. Her mother was a maid. His father was security, whatever, So, and what else happened? They finally decide to honor their mother, grandmother, and sister. And they sprinkle her ashes all over the water and stuff as they recite Maya Angelou's Still I Rise. Still I Rise. Don't make me start reciting stuff. Excuse me. Then Leah and Teddy, they talk. She gets to the office and they talking, and she's calling about getting the right type of attorney for Lauren, and he's like, don't worry about that issue. I will deal with it as I always do. Has Daddy been getting them out of trouble all this time? And he was like, what you should be concerned about is protecting our legacy. Check yourself. That's what you should be worried about. And then he tells her and admits that her memory of a building in Boston was correct. I'm like, how they know they was in Boston? But the memory of a person in Boston was correct. And he said it was an affair he was having with a lady named Eve, who is Angela's mother. He said, I chose you and my family over them. Yes, I did. And she's like, what? And she said, there you go again, making me look like a damn fool. It's always about her. We seeing that with Leah. Everything is about Leah and how it affects her. So he said it was just a fair, and that was it. And she got mad and slapped all the chess pieces off the table. And he was like, you know what? You need to hurry up and get them all back on so we could play a real game and finish it before Angela digs into all this information and finds out all our family secrets. I was like, damn, this is going to be a good show, y'all. It's going to be good. We're going to find out a lot of stuff. So then it ends with Aunt Patrice. Is she called Piggy or something? I don't know. Somebody said something about Piggy. But she's lighting, burning a picture of two people. Now, I don't know who them people are. Then I was assuming, is that supposed to be her and Teddy? I mean, there's a lot of unanswered questions there. Who is she burning the picture of? And why she chose that time to burn it at that time is crazy. And then all of a sudden, here he comes, Teddy Franklin. He comes in and she pulls out a gun on him and tells him to get out. So you tell me, what is their relationship? What is going on here? There is a lot of unanswered questions, which means this series has to be good. It's going to have to be good. What is the history? What is the story in the history between Aunt Patrice and Teddy? What's going on there? Cause she seemed to know a lot about the mother and all that stuff. What's the story? What's up with the kiss from Jack? And does he really hold a torch for Leah, or is he just trying to get back at Raymond for that comment he made earlier about him being a spoiled little rich guy or something kid or something like that? What's up with Leah and Raymond's marriage? Because how many times did he make a statement like, this is the summer we're going to get back on track and get our relationship together? What's up with that? I mean, it seems like it's being part of the black elite over in Oak Bluffs is like, it comes with a lot of responsibility and scandalous stuff, and I don't know what's going on, but it is seeming good. And if y'all have any answers to any of these questions, or if I missed anything that y'all know of, please do me a favor and write it down in the comment section. Anyway, this your girl Barbie J saying peace.